Here's the start of the trail. Nice. All right then, here we go. That is a national wild and scenic river, I believe, Black Creek River. Wonder if I'll see any alligators. I've yet to see an alligator in person. Okay, I'm at a spot where the trail has been interrupted. Have to figure out how to get around this. Let's see here. Okay, backtracked a little. Found a spot that it looks like I can get up there and then bushwhack my way past the destroyed part and meet up with the trail. Yes, certainly looks like others have done the same thing. Yeah, I think normally the trail is on the other side of the little stream there, but do what the other people did. And this should, yeah, the trail originally from my maps goes along where there's now nothing in water and stuff. So, all right then. I'm back. Close to the water. What is that? Is that an alligator? I want to see one. I don't know what that is. Alright, I gotta get moving again. Yeah, so you can see there's been a lot of erosion. But enough people have come by since it looks like this trail was kind of fell into the river, or parts of it, that you can easily pick out a way to go to eventually get back to where the trail is supposed to be. And here we are, back on the normal trail. Teeny little blowdown. Whee! There is cement sidewalk things on the trail. Maybe that's kind of like a cement bog bridge. I don't know. I have to say, I'm impressed so far. There's no drainage issues with this trail, even though it's pretty flat, and even though a bunch of tornadoes just went through and a bunch of rain yesterday. The ground is damp, but not muddy. I love these. I think they're called loblolly pines. I'm getting the name wrong. They're so pretty. I love the bark too. It's just gorgeous. Like 3.5 miles in, this is the first boggy spot. And again, there's just a bunch of tornadoes that came through yesterday. Not specifically this area, but close, with a lot of thunderstorms and a lot of rain. So this trail is pretty good in terms of drainage, even though, again, kind of flat. Let's see. Don't want to get too muddy. Okay. Yeah, gotta cross that. So nice being tall. Ooh. Here's another slight challenge. Alrighty then. Let's see. That's pretty. Wow. And kind of deep. Alright. Okay, I came upstream a bit, and I think this is as good as it's going to get. Still potential for me to kind of fall in the water over there, but give it a shot. Alright, I gotta put the phone away for a second. Or not. Yeah, I better. Yeah, that worked. Alright. Back in the woods. Okay, I have to cross this. That wasn't too bad. Since I hiked first instead of biking first, today I have to cross that again on my bike, but I'll deal with it. Oh, train tracks. Ooh. I always get nervous on train tracks because I've seen too many movies. Like my foot is gonna get stuck here, like, impossibly, right? It didn't get stuck, yay. Okay, coming back to the parking area where I left the bike. Hopefully it's still where I left it, hidden in the woods. Now I'll bike back and pick up here for hiking where I left off tomorrow. Okay, I called about this trail and was not told anything about closings, and I wasn't told anything about I didn't see anything on the website about the trail being closed. In fact, it says it's open. So I'm going to assume that yellow sign is old. And to be clear, yesterday I did from the western terminus to the parking area off of Route 49. And today I biked over to Route 29 and I'm doing the 16-mile segment back over to 49. So I'm going in the opposite direction today. This part needs brushing. This is interesting. Looks like a storm moved this. Alright, let's see if I can walk sideways using my poles. Checking to see if I see a spider on me anywhere, since I just ran into a big old spider web. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, less maintained part. Pretty scenery, though the trail obviously needs maintenance on this section. Okay, yeah. I gotta go through this. Oh, thorns, hooray. Yeah, the trail goes up there and to the right. Maybe I can whack through there and skip this section. Okay. Others have gone before me, I see. pretty sure this is flagged. The other people who didn't want to go through all the thorns should swing to the left. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, previous hikers. Ooh, also didn't want to get shredded. Yeah, that's no fun. You can tell this is flooded sometimes, cypress swamp. I like this trail. Those cypress knees. I've got to dodge them. Wow. This is fun. Yeah. All right then. Getting tripped up by branch by stuff. Okay, so even though the trail obviously needs maintenance on this section, I still really like it. It's really well blazed, signed, whatever. And even during the parts that are overgrown, it's still pretty easy to tell which way to go. I do have a map and the Gaia app, which are very helpful, but if I didn't have them, I think I could probably still figure it out because it's just not that difficult to see where things have been cut for the trail or where other people have gone, and then before you know it, like there's a blaze again. So there's a nice boardwalk up there. Ooh, that was actually a hill I just came up. Time to test the grip of my shoes. All right, still didn't get wet. That's good. Yeah, this bridge looks a little sketchy. I'm gonna take it easy. There's a lot of this. Thorns and spider webs. around 4.2 miles to go. This looks interesting. Okay. Oh, I don't want to go up this hill. I'm tired. I am back. I am so glad. I'm really, really tired. Biking 11 miles this morning and then hiking, I think it was over 16. I'll check. And it wasn't like horribly steep terrain all the time, but it wasn't that easy either. Ooh. I'm back by Route 29. I'm about to enter the National Forest section of the hike. Good morning. I couldn't do a biking one way and hiking the other today because when I when I drove the road that I would take the bike on yesterday, there were at least 2 houses with dogs that came out onto the road that didn't look friendly when I was in a car. And I do have protection against dogs. I just don't want to have to use it. I don't want to have to really hurt a dog. And these dogs look like I would really have to hurt them to get them away from my bike because they were aggressive to the car. So I'm going to hike in and turn around and hike back out. But I'd rather do that than have to seriously injure somebody's dog or dogs. So yeah, I'm heading east again like I did on the first day. This is day 3. Running into a spider web immediately. So I'll hike about 5.5 miles in and turn around and hike 5.5 miles out. Then tomorrow I will go to the other side and hike 5.5 miles west to where I stopped today. That's a camp spot right over there. And the river is just over the bank. Yeah, this is a really nice trail. It never gets very steep, but there are enough little challenges along the way since it's not perfectly maintained. You've got root finding and stuff to crawl under and over. And, you've got water to filter. Now, I'm not from the south. I don't know if there are alligators in the river or what. If you can swim in that, I have no idea. But this is pretty. Wow, look at this. And this is what I love about the whole National Recreation Trail quest I've got going on. They can be like that paved bike path I did, the Longleaf Trace Trail, or they can be a wilderness experience. The variety is beautiful. I like variety. But actual trail sure is nicer on the feet, I can tell you that much. You are the first squirrel I have noticed on this entire trail. And off you go. Okay, I'm 5.5 miles in from the western part of the National Forest section of the Black Creek hiking trail. And now I'm going to turn around and go back. Tomorrow I'll pick up filming from here and continue the rest of the way. Because tomorrow I'm going to start at the east end, hike to this point, and then turn around and hike back, and I'll film on the way back, so this is kind of continuous. Okay, I am back to where I left off yesterday. Yesterday I hiked in from the western portion, the western trailhead of the National Forest section of the Black Creek Wilderness Trail, and then turned around and hiked back. And today I hiked in from the eastern part, from the eastern trailhead or boundary of the National Forest section of the Black Creek hiking trail. So I hiked there and I turned around and now I'm hiking back. So the National Forest section of this trail is filmed going east on both days. And I'll repeat, it's a lovely trail. I wouldn't say it's for the beginner, or maybe it's for a beginner wanting to hone their skills, because right now, as you'll see later on for today, there are bridges that are broken. There are trees that have fallen where you really have to be careful. You're going to go the wrong way because you don't see where the blaze is. But for someone used to hiking, it's not difficult at all. There are no really steep parts. The terrain, as you can see, is forest. And the footing is nice and soft. It's not like no boulders or roots, really. So it's a lovely trail, and for the most part it's shaded. So yeah, good times. Oh, and look, for much of the way, especially among the National Forest part, for much of the way there's water, the Black Creek River, which is a national wild and scenic river. This is what I mean. There are plenty of blowdowns, like obscuring parts of the trail. It's not obscured. You can see where you need to go. You just need to get a little creative on how to get there. But if you just look, you can see other hikers before you have made a herd path. Or even if there is no herd path, for the most part, it's pretty easy to figure out how to get around the obstacles. So I think this is a really good trail for someone who is either a beginner and wants to challenge themselves a little bit, but it's not too extreme, or just, any hiker who enjoys a nice trail. part is fun. Somebody tied a rope here, or kind of string, and you have to cross this log. The rope could be placed a bit better, but I'm just grateful it's here anyway. I think I'm going to have to put my camera away. Maybe I can film it like this. Let's see if this works. I've got it in my pocket. I'm not sure if that'll work or not. Ow. There's thorns on this friggin' tree. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that worked filming wise or not, but I'm across. I almost put my poles on that guy. First snake I have seen. He's all curled up. There's his tail. Oh, yeah, he's looking at me. Hi. This is a zoom in, by the way. I'm not this close. I am gonna... Yeah, hi. I'm gonna keep going. Don't worry. Have a great day. I'm really glad I did not put my poles on you. And I'm glad I did not step on you. Have a good day. I checked that visitor register, by the way, on both ends of the wilderness part of this trail, and there's nothing in the boxes. There's no paper or pencil or anything to register. So I'm not sure. The trail still gets a lot of use, but it gets enough use, I think. And yeah, it can definitely use a little love with maintenance, but I still think it's cool and fun. Close to the road now. And there's the road. All right. And that, across the street, is where I'll start filming tomorrow. That right there. Okay. Filming where I left off. I did bring my orange vest. Yay, wearing it now. just hope this bridge doesn't break on me as I cross it. Phew. There's the road over there. Getting close. All right, here we are, the eastern limit of the Black Creek Trail. It's been a good hike these past 5 days. I really enjoyed this trail. The people are camping up here, so I'm gonna turn this off for a sec. There's a boat launch at this trailhead. This is the Black Creek River. It's a national wild and scenic river. I think the only one in Mississippi. Yeah, so if you're doing an out and back from the eastern section all the way to the start of the national forest section, it's 12.8 out and back. So the whole thing across is 6.4. So yeah, I really enjoyed that 42 mile trail over 5 days. It felt good. That second day when I biked 11 miles and then hiked 16, that was a little too much. I regretted that. About 4 miles from the car, I was done. So yeah, I didn't like that very much. But apart from that, the trail itself is good. Definitely needs some maintenance, but it was still fun. Yay!